Hey guys, today I wanted to come at you talking a little bit about how you can earn some money online. Now, the whole reason for this channel is to show people how to work independently, meaning they don't have to work for somebody at a job eventually, right? Jim Rohn said that you're going to build your fortune while you're working your job, and you're going to do that part time. So, the goal of this channel is to help people learn how to work online, whether that's building websites or helping other people assist them in their business. And I'm glad that you're here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. One thing that I found, and I just wanted to cover real quick, is that a lot of this is an inner problem, right? Being able to understand that you can stop what you're doing and learn a new skill set and then go pursue that skill set and start working towards something that will give you more time flexibility. It'll give you more energy as you go on. And I'm excited for you to start building your online business. It's taken me a lot of courage to get to this place, to even do this channel, even though this is something that I've been praying for a long time. So I wanted to just cover something really quick that I think is going to be important for you to understand. Is let's say 2013, I went through something very tragic in my life that commanded me to start over in business. And before that, I had been working as a chef for nearly 28 years, a cook first and then a chef later. And when that occurred for me, I really didn't feel like I had a choice, because I didn't know exactly what it was that I needed to go towards. I just really had to make something up. And so courage is the place, and fortitude are the two things that I want you to consider in your mind while you're moving forward towards this new talent that you're going to have to acquire. It's going to be something that's going to be, there's going to be some ups and downs. Entrepreneurism isn't something that's very easy. So I'm glad that you're here. I wanted to connect with you on this today and talk to you a little bit about some of the things that I learned after I basically was unemployable in the chef industry. So after this tragic event happened, you hear about this in some of my other media, but I just really didn't have the mental capacity to move on. Now, something happened with my son, and it landed him in the hospital for, I would say, nearly 3 years. Okay. In this place, I was really searching for something. I was going through something, and I didn't discover until nearly a year later that I could work from home. And for me, it was me going to the hospital each day, really not understanding what I'm supposed to do next. So you might find yourself in a place like this. You might find yourself in a place where you can't work at a job anymore. Maybe you have some money saved up. The economy right now is tough because there's a lot more things going on that and food is more expensive than it ever has been. Clearly, your expenses are a lot higher than normal, even just 2 to 3 years ago, almost double, if you can imagine. So in this place, what we're trying to do is we're trying to create flexibility within our lifestyle so that we can do more things. We can spend more time with the family. We can earn money from just about anywhere in the world. And I'm excited to have you on the channel. I'm excited to teach you some of the methods that I've used over the past 10 to 12 years, learning how to do this myself. Now, I'm 10 years in, and I'm just getting the courage at this point to really jump in and talk to you a little bit about the way you can build your business online. So I'm glad you're here. I'm going to cover some things right now related to some conversations I had after this tragic event. Now, I went and donated my time at a local high school here in Las Vegas area at the time, because I really didn't know what to do, and I didn't really know what was going to be next for me. So I had to really just stay busy, right? At that time I was unemployed. I started working towards something related to business cards, designing business cards. I had a company called 69 Cards, and it was 69 cards or 1,000 cards for $69. And that was pretty much it. And I really tried to go out and seek different clientele all the time. And I got lucky with some really big jobs, so I'll explain some of that in another video. But when I talked to these kids and I was around coaches all the time, I would hear them talk about how in this day and age, if you're going to be prepared for college, which is a good thing for a lot of people, I went to college. It's you have to know what you want to do. You have to know what it is that you're shooting for, right? So that's going to be one really important thing that I want you to point out in your mind. All right, so in this scenario, what we're going to do is we're going to do some of the things that I just said with some of these students, which is you're going to have to figure out what niche it is that you want to get to, and you're going to have to narrow it down to something that's going to be very specific to help people grow. It could be educational, it could be games, it could be just about anything, but you're going to have to stick to your guns here. The reason why I say this is I've done a lot of research over the past 2 months related to whether you're just a free-for-all channel or you're something that is narrowly focused on a specific metric. And for me, I've always just wanted to help people. So here's the conversation. These coaches would tell these individuals that if you're not prepared to go to college and you don't know what you want to do in the 9th grade, most likely you're going to get caught up in the high school experience. You're not going to decide what you want to do. And therefore, because you weren't planning, you're not going to get to a place that you want to get in college. Did you know there's scholarships out there for just about anything? If you do the FOSFA scenario, you can sign up and pretty much get some money. There's a Millennium Scholarship, which is $10,000 a year in Las Vegas. So there's so many tools and tricks out there, but you're going to have to educate yourself. Here's the thing I've learned over the past 30 years is if it's going to be, it's up to me. If I want to go learn something, I have to go do the work. If I want to go and figure out what it is that I'm going to do next because the road that I was on was just a dead end, I have to go figure that out. There's nobody going to tell me. You can get a lot of advice from people. You can take advice from me. But ultimately, it's going to be you that's going to be responsible for what it is that you're going to have to go do next. So that's why I'm here to educate you just on the tools related to, how to build a channel, how to do the artwork, how to get your online business, how to create a niche, how to figure out a niche that somebody else might be doing because there's millions of people out there doing something, and then go with that niche, but then change it just a little bit to benefit people more, and you'll stand out in front of the competition. So when I'm talking to these kids, and I had a lot of them because I was basically flipping burgers at the games, I was helping with nutrition, I was helping have conversations that some parents may not have the opportunity to have a conversation about. They just were easy to talk to, right? Because they didn't really have an opinion in the 9th grade of how things were supposed to look in the high school level. They were just scared. They were just present. And so in this place, I want you to be the same type of person. Just try to learn. Here's what I learned over 20 to 30 years in the kitchen is this. I always take the good and try to re-exercise it for my own. And the bad stuff, I just leave it alone. I just don't even pay attention to it. So if you feel like there's any bad information that comes out of my mouth, you get to decide that that's something that you don't want to listen to or you don't want to apply to your business, okay? These kids, man, they were so golden. They were so optimistic, especially when you're feeding them, right? You're feeding 180 kids and they're just going, hey, chef, man, I appreciate you. I thank you so much. And a lot of the culture that was at this particular high school was Polynesian. So they already had that family-centered relationship with each other. And so there was just a whole bunch of greatness going on, okay? So some of the conversations I would have are, hey, so what are you doing? What are you going to do for college? In 9th grade, I'm talking to these kids. Well, they're footballers, mostly. Some of them are arts major types or pre-art major types. I can relate to a lot of people, and what I would say is, well, if you don't have a plan, then the chances are it won't work out in the end like you want it to. I was trying to keep the conversation as simple as possible, and so I'll do the same thing with you. If we don't write out a plan that is going to get you to a place where you're going to be able to be eager about what's next for you, the words of other people will defeat you. And so I don't want that for you. Now imagine somebody that says, hey, listen, you don't have enough talent to go to college, so why even try? Now imagine that in the mind of a ninth grader. It's pretty easy for him to feel defeated and then give up. What I would tell you now is do not listen to people outside of you. Take advice, hold that thought captive, go towards something that you want to go to, because in the end, when you're working online for several years, you're going to see that it's going to either create a side hustle flow of income or it's going to be a mainstream income. In addition to that, you can monetize your channel in as little as 10 weeks. Now, I haven't done it yet. I've watched so many videos related to how other people have done it who are much older than I am. I'll be 54 this year. And I watch how simple they're doing it, and I'm saying, well, okay, great. So imagine now you with a niche that you're going to teach individuals, and you're going to start moving towards a plan. And as that plan migrates, you're going to have different thoughts. You're going to change your channel a little bit. You're going to motivate yourself to stay in the game. And one of the reasons why, this week I asked for help related to accountability is because it's tough to sit here, even though it's a 10-minute segment or a 15-minute segment, or sometimes it's even just a 3-minute segment because that's all you have in your brain. It's tough to stay accountable to a morning routine related to doing video, which is something potentially you've never done. Now, I'm doing this from a Canon EOS R10, and but you can get started with your iPhone or your Android. So it's that simple. I'm going to ask you guys to try to be methodic in terms of what you're trying to accomplish. As little editing as possible is what you're shooting for. Don't overthink it. Just flow with the conversation on the camera like you're talking to a person you care about, and you're going to start winning. So some of the topics that I'm going to talk about for individuals out here, I'm going to be doing a poll here really soon related to, what is it that people are passionate about? Because if you're passionate about something, it doesn't feel like work, and you're more likely to stick to the plan, even though the plan will churn, it will migrate, it'll change. There's so many things that you're going to go through in your mind, but I just want you to stay focused on winning. So that's going to be my segment for today. I appreciate you being here. If you have time, watch the next video, and this video is about just earning $100 a day. I know you can start with something solid and move towards something a lot better in your life. So I appreciate you being on my YouTube channel, and I look forward to seeing you again.